Hello and welcome to Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick with the City of Hampton. And today we're going to take a closer look at one of the community organizations that does a lot of fundraising events that are fun and also gives a lot of that back to the community. It's the Junior League of Hampton Roads. My guests are Cathy Westphal and Liz Young. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Now, I have to say, I knew of many of the things you did, but until the recent craft beer festival, I did not know how much fun the Junior League was. It's different than some of the other things that you guys sponsor. It was right there in Mill Point, and I had a blast.
Well, that's really awesome. Thank you for coming.
It was great.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the Junior League first. What you do, how it was, started, what you do in the community.
Sure. Our league is called the Junior League of Hampton Roads, and our service area is on the peninsula for the majority, but we also go into Smithfield and Suffolk and Gloucester. But we are a women's organization that empower women and children to better themselves in the community, and we go out and provide resources and awareness for different issues that we become passionate about, but also that we find that there's a need in the community for those things. So our league specifically has been around since about 1956 or so. I might have that wrong, plus or minus a few years. But we've done a lot of work to build up communities.
So here's one of the things, and I'm just gonna bring this up right to your face. The Junior League used to have this stigma of being more a social strata kind of thing than a working event. And I know I went to a women's college, I know a lot of people who are in the Junior League, and even when it had that stigma, I think it wasn't true, but it really does have this old-timey, kind of feel to it. Is it like that now? I mean, you're both young, working professionals.
It used to be a lot like that, where you had to be invited to become a member of the league. But now it's open to everybody, as long as you have a passion for community service and you want to have fun doing it, then we want all your ideas. We have members from a lot of different backgrounds, from stay-at-home moms to people getting their master's degrees to working professionals, huge diverse background of members. So we love the diversity of it.
That's great.
It brings a lot to the table.
Now, I'm going to say you're probably best known for your cookbooks, of which I have either 2 or 3, I'm not sure at this point. That is, one of your long-term, tried and true fundraisers, and really, people rely on those. How many do you have now, and what do you recommend there? Great gift, by the way.
Yes, they
buy
are.
them, buy them all.
Mm-hmm.
We have My Mama Made That, which came out most recently. We have.
And now, what's the distinction on that one? It's old-timey recipes, or kind of updating the old-timey recipes?
That's exactly it. It's kind of some old-timey recipes that, a pound of butter is what it used to call for. Now we're kind of updating those same recipes to become a little bit more healthier, and but also to kind of have that same flavor.
That comfort, that Southern comfort kind
correct.
of feeling to it. Okay.
And all the recipes are tried and tested, and we make sure that they come out consistently, and they're just fantastic.
That's one of the things I really like about your recipes, is that I know that a bunch of people have taken that recipe home, made it for their family, it worked, and the family liked it. And it doesn't make the cut if that doesn't happen.
Absolutely.
That's different than professionals in a food kitchen making something.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I can replicate that.
Absolutely. When we make a cookbook, we spend several years getting recipes, testing the recipes for success, and before we publish a cookbook, they are tried and tested out in the community and all those things. So we do a lot of work prior to publishing, so we know that they're yummy.
Good. Okay, so I interrupted you, Liz. You have My Mama Made That as the most recent.
Virginia Hospitality, which is a kitchen staple.
That was our first, and that is still our tried and true cookbook.
Yeah, I know I have that one too. I have both of those for sure.
So we have those 2 currently, but we're right now in the process of reprinting our Very Virginia, our second cookbook. Should come out soon in the next few months. And we're really excited about that. It's for an anniversary, so we're really excited.
So do you guys have some favorite recipes? Let's just taunt people now with something.
Well, in the Very Virginia, one of my favorites is the Southern caviar. It's kind of like a bean dip or a salsa type. It's so yummy. So.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And then also in Virginia hospitality, there's the hot Virginia dip. That is a favorite amongst everybody. So.
Ooh, what does that have in it?
Mayonnaise and
mayonnaise, all the bad stuff for you.
And cream cheese and just all sorts of things. Yeah, it's really, really yummy.
I always pull mine out, I know, during the holiday season. Maybe it's just that I do more cooking then, but you know, when things come up, it's just a great resource. So you guys do that, and I know it was the Craft Beer Festival. Was that the first time this year, or did I just stumble on it?
This was the second annual Craft Beer Festival, and we'll be doing it again next year
in the fall.
Well,
all
in
right.
the fall. But that's one of our larger fundraisers as well.
And you know what? I will say, I don't really think that I like beer, but because you get to sample and it's small amounts, I found stuff that was really interesting and that I did like. So it was educational and fun as well.
Yeah,
and it was a great fun band.
Well, good. I'm glad you were there. The band was amazing.
They were. Yeah. And now I know you guys do Touch a Truck. Every year too, and I don't have kids that age anymore, but they would have loved it. So tell me what that is.
Touch a Truck is a fundraiser that we put on. It's a family event that the kids get to climb on any of the trucks and ambulances and buses
and all the public works trucks. Oh my gosh,
exactly.
That's so cool.
Helicopters.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
wow.
they get to climb in and meet the folks that are servicing this community. So it's a really fun opportunity. They can honk the horns if they want to. So
I bet it's loud.
Well, there's only 1 hour of a horn hour, so we do that later on in the day, but it's a lot of fun for the kids. There's a fun bus and ambulances and lots of other different things that they can climb in, and it's just so much fun for the community. A great fundraiser for us.
That's great. Is there any major fundraisers that I haven't asked you about? Those are just the two I know.
The two right now, we used to do some different ones in the past, but those have seemed to be the ones that have caught on and stuck with the community over the last few years.
Now, what are some of the causes or commitments that you guys have for giving that money back? What do you do then when you raise the money? Where does it go?
Well, when Cathy brings in all the money,
that's her job. Got it.
The issue at this moment, we've changed issues over the years. This past year was our first year of our WISE initiative, and the idea of WISE is empowering women in poverty, women and children in poverty. So you can address concerns in the community with people who may not have what they need to succeed as a woman or their family. And we work with organizations like Menstrual House, Natasha House,
Boys and Girls Clubs.
Boys and Girls Clubs. And our main programs right now are LifeWise, which is geared toward giving forever skills and education things to adults. And then TeenWise, which is geared toward the girls and Boys and Girls Club right now, but we may be expanding that.
So providing services that don't just alleviate the problem right now, but that get women out of the cycle of poverty, that give them the skills to take care of themselves.
We provide a lot of awareness of what the resources are in the community for them to take advantage of, and help them provide resource fairs and do presentations to get them to understand what there is in the community to help them. So we do that, and then it's something that can help them last and use those skills over decades to come. And
the resource fair is something that we do in the spring. Last year was our first year, but we're going to bring it back this year so that we can not only present the information to the women, but also connect them with those service providers that they might need.
It's so helpful because I know you can say to somebody, or somebody can say to me over and over again, you should do this, you should contact this resource, and you're like, yeah, but that means a phone call and I don't know what to say. And and if they're right there in front of you, it's a little bit easier, I think. It takes some of that stigma away from having to make the call.
And I've found personally in day-to-day life that if you live in this area, you don't know if you go to Newport News or Hampton or Williamsburg or James City or York or what have you. So we also develop we're in the process of developing a resource guide that will go out to the community, a printed resource that, maybe you can't make it to the resource fair, maybe you don't know what your first step is, and that'll sort of guide you in the right direction, tell you who you need to call, because you may not be in Newport News or Hampton.
Right, and sometimes things are regional, and sometimes they're all chopped up into the individual cities. And then you mentioned teens as well, and I know youth violence has been this huge initiative in Hampton, but that wraps around so many things, because it's not just the teens who commit violence, it's the victims, it's what it does to the social structure, and to the women, the girls, who may not be involved but may get into relationships or situations because they don't have self-esteem or they don't have some of the other tools to succeed.
And TeenWise is, I just think it's a fantastic program, just because it takes those individuals who may be at risk, or even just want to be involved, and it shows them something in themselves and in the community that they may not see in a day-to-day. They may be involved in, unsavory things, but they can go to TeenWise and they can go to an art museum, or they can
do a garden to table event, showing them how to plant plants and then make dinners out of them when they grow, that kind of thing.
Or, they can learn about healthy eating and exercise, or just build their self-esteem and realize that people do care about them.
And a lot of times people in poverty don't know. They just don't have the same resources that somebody with a richer family experience might have. They don't have the interactions also with different people. You may not call it a mentor thing, but when you take somebody to an event or when you do things with them, you're also providing that sort of role model.
And that's exactly what we're trying to do, is provide them with experiences that they may not have been able to get elsewhere. And
that's such a, such an important part of the league, is that we have so many diverse and interesting women. You might say, oh, well, I'm interested in human resources. Well, Cathy's a human resource person.
That's right.
We have, graphic designers, photographers, accountants, So if we want to present a, meeting on budgeting or balancing a checkbook, we have those resources within the league.
So many kids don't know how to do that now. And I realize I haven't done such a good job of even teaching my own kids. They don't have checkbooks. They have a debit card, and they don't really, so I have my kid keeping a checkbook register when he uses his debit card, and I think he forgets. But, you don't learn that kind of money management the way I know I did when I was a kid. It's different.
And so not just with the teens, we do that with the adults as well, but we back it up and we start with, how to be professional to obtain a job, write a resume.
Elevator speech is a big thing.
Oh, that's a good one, yeah.
How to retain the job, how to be professional, how to work with others, and then once they get that check, how to manage their money. And part of that is balancing their checkbook. So, yeah, it's fun. We provide all of those resources for those that are willing to learn.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you for all the work you do with the Junior League and for the fun events that you do. And those things balance each other's out. You can have the fun, you can do the good, and it all rolls together. So I really appreciate it. Thank you for coming by.
Thanks for having us.
And I look forward to your next event.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for watching. I hope you've learned a little bit about the Junior League. We'll put their website up, so if you're interested in joining, you know how to get more information. If you need help, you can know how to get more information. And all of their events in Hampton will be on hampton.gov/events, or sign up for e-news, and you'll always know what fun events are coming up. Thanks for watching.